We live? We are live.
We are.
We are live.
Hi, everybody. That's some David Arnold's score. I know that music.
All right. Okay, thank you, John. Thank you very much.
Don't get this blocked on YouTube, please.
We're waiting on Steve, but we figured while we wait, we can BS with people.
That's right. KAIJU Masterclass is out for the summer.
Yeah. While we wait for Steve, should we see if any of our, I don't know, how 12 or whatever, however many viewers have any questions? Or anything?
I'm going to take my hat off.
I'm going to keep mine on.
And have a little beverage here. Little celebratory beverage.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I am drinking apple cider.
Oh God.
Out of my spiffy little cup.
Yeah. It sells itself.
Yeah, you can buy this on Redbubble at the KAIJU Masterclass store. Look at that. This is a free event, so help us.
So at the beginning of KAIJU Masterclass, I went around the table and I asked everybody, what does KAIJU Masterclass mean to you? So I'm going to kind of tweak that question a little bit. What has it meant to you now that we're in the past tense? We've got the complete convention behind us. As far as I'm concerned, it was a resounding success. So just whoever wants to speak up, what was this experience like for you? What did it mean for you?
David Arnold rocked. Bear McCreary rocked. Michiru was awesome. That's all I got.
You're not wrong.
Well, Tom is in here. He's asking. His question is, "How dare you?"
I'm
Well, Tom, how dare you? How dare you, Tom?
I'm semi-tempted to just let him into the chat, but
dude, let's do it.
Do it.
Bring him in.
Bring him in. Bring him in.
Yeah, do it.
Someone,
Someone want to send Tom the StreamYard link?
Go.
Come
on, let's get on it.
Come on, let's do it. He's half the reason why it was even started in the first place.
Bring him on in so we can give him the Mangled something award. I don't know.
The Mangled Outhouse Award. Yeah. Tom, come claim your Mangled Outhouse Award.
The Mangled Shaft in the Ass Award. Oh, I'm sorry.
Did you see Tab Murphy? He swore up a storm on.
Tab was fucking. Oh, yes, this is awesome.
That was a great panel. Yeah.
Tab was.
Yeah,
awesome.
no, that was great. That was really great. All the panels were great. I mean,
I don't think there was a bad one in the bunch. To answer your question, I guess I'll just go next. But I mean, this weekend has been a whirlwind. It's been surreal. It's surreal that
no, don't use that word, please. I've got to think about that word.
Okay,
Eric knows. I just don't use that word.
Did David Lynch do something offensive to you, John?
No, it's okay. It's amazing that, I mean, we talked about it for so long, and then it felt strange when everyone knew about it, and now it feels stranger that it's over. And yeah, like I said, I don't think there's been a bad panel in the bunch.
I love that you're wearing the Bills jersey, by the way.
Oh, all day Sundays.
So Tom is a good friend.
The Giants lost again today, so yeah, I got nothing.
Tom is partially responsible for the genesis of this whole thing. Oh, there's Steve, who probably was wondering what the hell is going on.
We are live, Steve, in case you missed that.
Yeah, we're live.
Also, you've been replaced by Tom. I just wanted to let you know that as well.
We all look a little bit disheveled, I think.
Yeah. KAIJU Masterclass means I get to
Steve.
sleep tomorrow, maybe a little bit. I get to rest.
Well, let's do this. We'll have a little bit of order here. So Kyle, you've said your bit about. Do you have anything else that you want to add about your?
Well, the only other thing is, I think up until we did this, I think a lot of people weren't really sure what to expect. Some people took the name a little literal. Oh, is this some hoity-toity thing? And I mean, it's really just getting all these people.
Only when it was Eric and Patrick. That's the only time it got hoity-toity.
It's really just getting all these people together and hearing about you know, how these films are made, and whether that's from the people that made them or people that have researched them, and you know, it's really nothing more than that. And I think that we accomplished that. I think every panel had a lot of material that every panel I probably learned at least a few things. Some of them was like all new information. So
yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. And I see we do have some viewers here, and you know, thank you guys for sticking around for the wrap up. Some of them are asking questions in the chat. We will get to those. So I want to say thank you to our viewers by answering some questions, especially the ones that are sticking with us to do the wrap up here.
Yeah, some of these guys I've seen in every single
right, like Helmi
we've done.
Abdat. I'm not sure if I'm saying that name right.
I believe that person is in Australia. So
wow.
Whoever you are, thank you for sticking with us, because yeah, that's been awesome.
All right, so we'll come back to some of your questions in a minute, but I do want to go around the panel before the guys get too tired. Let's go to Parm over here, Matt Parmley. So what did Kaiju Masterclass mean to you when it was all said and done?
It was a really wonderful experience. I sort of wasn't sure what to expect, because this is our first time doing anything like this. And behind the scenes, there was a lot of moving parts and a lot of things that were kind of ebbing and flowing, and different sort of like technical difficulties. The cool thing was, like, for the most part, those didn't show up very often in the actual panels. And like, I think we all were able to work really well together. But then on top of that, we put out a bunch of really awesome new information. I mean, all the panels were excellent. Ed's panel on Violante was absolutely fantastic. I mean, all the interviews that we got that went super long, like I wasn't expecting any of those things to happen. And I'm just like, I couldn't be more thrilled with how this entire event has gone down.
And you bring up a really good point, Matt. The people behind the scenes, raise your hand and keep it up if you are a behind the scenes person helping get guests in, start the panels, end the panels on time. Raise your hand if you were, doing slideshows. Raise your hand if you were responsible for
that. Kind of.
No, okay. You know what, John? So the Destroyer panel that we were doing went long, and then John stepped in and helped with the Matt Frank. Like, moving from one panel to the next is really difficult when you're trying to let people into the
hey Parm
stuff. And
you cut out there for a moment. It was kind of like just start over, please.
Shut up, John. Go ahead, Matt.
Okay.
Well, the long and short of it is, when you're trying to navigate all the moving parts, it's really hard to do, and this is our first time doing it. I'm just really glad that like it went well. I mean, I couldn't have imagined how well this, like, it really went well.
Well, I want to take a minute to thank you and Patrick and John and Kyle Bird as well for the behind the scenes stuff, because if you think that things went smoothly, and they did, it's because they were behind the scenes, really making sure that panels were starting and ending on time, getting the guests in, making sure that PowerPoints were uploaded and accessible to the people that were using them. So I got to give you guys a big round of applause for that, because if it wasn't for those behind the scenes efforts, it wouldn't have gone as well as it did. Let's move over to Mr. Galvin. Your reflections.
Before he falls asleep.
Yeah, I know. He looks very tired. Your reflections on Kaiju Masterclass.
What he said.
Okay.
No, it was a.
You're 5. I'm trying. I actually went the right way.
If you're too tired to articulate, we understand. It's been a crazy weekend.
Matt, try again. Come on.
Just say pass.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
No, it was everything. It was everything I thought it was going to be, and better. And that Higuchi panel was the perfect way to end the whole weekend. It was terrific. To quote Takeshi Kimura, no complaints.
All right. Thank you.
I understood that reference.
I'm glad you did.
Kyle Gilmore, your thoughts on a Kaiju Crescendo that's now in the past tense?
Kaiju Crescendo.
Kaiju Masterclass.
We're very tired, everyone. We're very tired.
I have to thank David Arnold for introducing the phrase "carousel of bullshit" to my vocabulary now. And I'll definitely be using that in the future, I'm sure, quite often. I came pretty late in on the process of Kaiju Masterclass and everything, so it was really cool, because I got kind of welcomed in at the last minute, and I remember just listening to some of the things they were saying they were wanting to do, and it was like, hey, we want to get Kaneko, we want to get Higuchi, we want to get Oshima and Bear McCreary and David Arnold and all this stuff. I was like, yeah, that sounds fantastic. About 2 of those people might show up. And then when the list came in and every person on that list said yes, like, wow, this is something really special.
No, it truly is. But then again, how could you say no to this group?
Yeah.
Steve, thank you, Kyle, and again, thank you so much for being a part of it too. And also, I mean, come on, this
very happy to be a part of it.
This is great stuff. Steve, I know you're it's late for all of us. It's
earlier. It's earlier for me than it is you. But
where are you?
Still, I'm outside for reasons I can't disclose. I'm outside. Yeah.
So I think you just disclosed them. Okay.
Yeah.
So
no, it's funny because I'm just suffering the ill effects of sitting on my rear for. So the Higuchi was 2.5, and then I was basically on 2 other panels for an hour each right before this. So it was like 4.5 hours on your ass asking and answering questions. That was a marathon. But
you probably have sciatica by now.
Oh, I've had that. But this whole thing, guys. I mean. It was kind of like a dream when we started, and I give all the credit to everyone here. I mean, we kind of just joined up together without really, putting too much initial. We never questioned it. We always thought we could do it. We just never knew what we could do exactly until we tried. I remember like the moment it crystallized for me, but maybe for you guys too, was when we actually committed to the date and we put it out there, because then you're kind of on the hook, and that's when we really started to roll. We actually kind of dragged our feet there for a while in the beginning. We started talking around April, and we weren't really making too much headway. We kind of just had ideas that we were kicking around, and we knew like the names that we wanted to go after, but we weren't really hitting it hard in the beginning. And but at a certain point, we just started to roll, and everything just clicked together. So Eric, thought partner or whatever. If the little origin of it was our comment thread that we were going back and forth on. I mean, who would have known? And I'm just glad that we were able to do something like this together. It's always fun to collaborate with people and actually create something. And then just all of you guys on this call. I mean, I've known all of you in, some longer than others, and in some form or fashion for either the last couple of years or, like in John's case, for like 20 something years maybe. And this is just cool. It's just something that we created together, and hopefully we can build on it. And I mean, that's the thing, like, how are we going to top this? But yet I think we could. In
fact, so there's a question in the chat. Where did I see it? It was Picky Peeves. Are there any plans to do something else to continue this? Other recorded interviews later on, another convention next year? So
there you go.
Well, there you go. Look at that.
No, that's a name.
We'll have to see how bad COVID is next year.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's certainly on our minds. I mean, I think we just need to exhale now, take a shower, wash behind the ears, But I think we're all open to doing it again.
Yeah, hopefully there's another pandemic so we can do this again.
Yeah.
We'll keep our fingers crossed.
I don't know. We'd have to, even if there weren't, we'd have to like sit down and evaluate whether it's better to do something like this in person or online. I mean, you'll never replace the experience of getting together, but at the same time, I don't think we could have all these people, our first time out if it weren't online, because
it's weird. An in-person version would be like smaller almost.
It would be smaller because it would cost so much. So it would cost exponentially more to do.
Quality over quantity,
and people would have to travel. So it's all these things are we're kind of new at this. I don't think any of us were super experienced at event planning before this. Now we kind of know how to do this.
Zero.
Yeah. But we all kind of like chipped in with the various things that we know how to do. I mean, Matt, you just like took over the whole like streaming aspect of it and mastered that. Galvin was writing all the website copy and everything like that. John is like our look at what he brought in, and he's been like our brain trust for the music side of this from day one. And Eric, I mean, what can I say about Eric? I mean, he's like our he's like our sage, kind of keeps us on point. He keeps us time boxed in the meeting so we don't every time we always have a certain amount of bullshit going on, but you kind of bring us back to the center. And I mean, both of the Kyles just knocked it out of the park. I mean, it's just been a good team from day one. I don't think we've ever like really disagreed about anything substantially. What the fuck are you doing here, Tom?
He was commenting in the chat, and we were like, Brave, send him the link.
I'm only kidding. We love Tom. And your posts and your
Facebook post birthed all this by accident.
Yeah.
All Tom is missing right now is the Bane mask.
Tom has both destroyed and helped create, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Well, let's ask him though. I know because of his rabid sports fanaticism, he missed a lot of today. And we'll go back, but as someone that checked out Friday and Saturday, just as an audience member and fan of this stuff, what was your takeaway?
Yeah, I think I saw something from everyone here except for Kyle Bird, because your panel was exactly when the Bills game kicked off. So sorry, but I mean, you guys all very much obviously did your homework. And whether you're like the casual fan who just wants to learn something kind of new and kind of fun, you had stuff like the Expo 70 panel for that. That was like just a fun, unique kind of like, what was this, type of thing that, I mean, you couldn't get to that level that like Steve got in some of his interviews where you're peeling back the layers on things, asking questions about, did this bit of dialogue mean anything? Did that lingering camera shot mean anything to you? And so whether you had that, like, I just want to kind of maybe learn something fun and new and get like a little anecdote from somebody, there was that for you. Or if you wanted the deep dive, I mean, Kevin Derendorf, I feel like he should have like a little window over here somewhere too. His panels are always so in-depth and so informative. If you want to know anything about Toho's Tokusatsu television, watch that panel. It's that absolutely in-depth and incredible. And I mean, Steve is an amazing interviewer. John, I think like just, I can't imagine how, like, I would never be able to do a good interview with a composer because I know nothing about it. And even within that, you got some stuff that was like some pretty high level stuff that I didn't really understand, right? You're talking about like time signatures and the types of drums people are using and things like that. And I'm sitting there completely lost. But at the same time, I understand what they meant by it, and then also just getting that David Arnold had a lot of good anecdotes, and same with Barry McCreary.
So
Barry McCreary started talking about
they were both awesome.
He starts talking about being in the room in London and getting tears in his eyes from just hearing his music played in that room. That's an incredible like anecdote that you hear. So it's just I think you guys all did a fantastic job. You should all feel amazing about yourselves and what you pulled off. Congratulations. Thank you.
I have one question though.
It's spectacular. It exceeded all of my expectations.
Thank you,
Tom. One question. Did this still happen?
John's interviews were amazing because you were listening to two composers talking shop. That's what it was. It wasn't like some music critic or something like that interviewing a composer. It really did. And we've talked about it already, but the way he and David Arnold kind of hit it off right away, despite the little snafu, the way it started, I knew kind of as soon as they both started talking, it just we suddenly realized that felt like the whole weekend was going to go pretty much the way it did. And you're right, Tom, like the whole idea behind this, we actually wrote a mission statement when we started to kind of focus our efforts. But the kind of underlying theme of it all was let's create presentations and panels where people actually learn a little something that they don't, we don't want to go back to the same, Wikipedia type questions that everybody tends to ask in interviews. we were trying to go like another layer down if we can. If we, and sometimes it's hard. It's hard to find those questions sometimes and bring that out. But yeah, everything. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say we do have some questions in the chat if anyone wants to get to those.
There's some good ones in there.
Here's a good one actually. So
this is for Steve.
Yeah, had Nick Adams' daughter told Steve ahead of time that she would be okay talking about Mizuno and her dad's death?
No, I've talked to her before. I've interviewed her previously, so I kind of had a sense of that she would be comfortable talking about that. If I felt like it was going to be a real sensitive spot, obviously I wouldn't go there. But no, I felt. I mean, she's a really open person, and also she's not. She's trying to tell her dad's story, but she doesn't seem like super protective of it, because she knows.
Well, her dad's story includes some unsavory activity,
which we talked about a little bit, and so I don't think it wasn't off limits. No.
Were there any panels or interviews that we wanted to do but weren't able to fit them in?
Not really.
Because I think we got everybody that we wanted.
Yeah, I think the only name that came up that we seriously wanted to get was Shinada.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah.
We didn't.
He's just kind of reclusive in general.
Yeah, I think at some point we were starting to. There was a period where there was some lag time about responses, and then a lot of things started to roll in, and right up to the end there, we were still getting people confirming things. I don't know if we want to talk names about that, but at a certain point, it looked like, wow, maybe we might have to boot this guy over here because we need to make room for like Bear McCreary or somebody like that. We were getting to the point where we had this abundance of riches. So that's interesting. That's an interesting part of scheduling something. You have to make it work. At times that everybody can be there, and we were dealing with 3 continents, the UK and Asia and here. Next time we might want to look at the way we schedule or stack the panels, because the one challenge we were having is they tend to run long. Even if you kind of start trying to wind something down, sometimes it can take 10 or 15 minutes to get, you ask the last question, the guy takes 15 minutes to answer it. Well, who can blame him? But so we have to figure out a smoother transition. We did that was a little clunky, but it wasn't a disaster or anything.
So real quick, our friend Vinny DeGregory has a question right here. Congrats to everyone. Now that it's over, what were your favorite moments of Kaiju Masterclass? So,
that's a tough one.
Kaneko interview.
I know what mine is. Mine is the moment that David Arnold showed up.
Yeah, David Arnold showing up when we all thought that he just disappeared off the face of the planet.
God. And thank you so much to Tab. Tab was effing awesome. Just stepping in, just kind of like hanging out with us. But just the moment that I saw David A. show up there, that was my moment.
I want to take this. Thanks. I want to publicly thank Tab, who really he went above and beyond for us by helping us get David Arnold. And then when David Arnold was AWOL for a minute, he helped us rein him back in. I actually think maybe it's possible that Tab, trying to get a hold of him that morning might have helped. Who knows? But that was really great of him to step up and actually, bridge the gap there. I want to thank Mariko for doing not only translating the interviews, but she helped actually bag those interviews. She was instrumental in communicating with Kaneko, Wakasa, and Higuchi and getting them set up. I couldn't believe, like you were talking about how we reached out to more than we needed. I thought I'd reach out to 3 Japanese guests and maybe get 1, and it turned out that they all said yes. So that was amazing. And
also Amanda Whalen on the translation side.
Amazing.
She was awesome.
Amazing.
Really incredible.
So many, and again, it's just thanks to all of you guys. There's so many people right now. I'm so fatigued. I can't really think of everybody that I know we need to thank, but there are many others, I'm sure. And maybe we should, do this again when we're more lucid. But
and in my case, more sober.
Yes.
Kyle Yount, I know, helped us with some of the getting the StreamYard advice for the streaming stuff and moderating the Sean and Ed panel and Yeah, and Keith Aiken coming on.
Yeah, he did a great job. He did
the Godzilla '94 one.
That was a fun panel. Yeah. Ed, of course, my buddy Ed, for chipping in various ways. He gave 2 panels, both of which were excellent, and I really appreciated all the behind-the-scenes stuff that he did in helping out, again, with, coordinating with the Japanese interviews. So that was invisible, but it was very important as well.
That video that Matt Burkett made our opening was, if anyone in the chat or whatever hasn't seen it, it's on our YouTube page now. That thing was absolute fire. I mean, check it out. I mean, so many people helped us.
Yeah. Well, I'm kind of wiped, guys.
Yeah, I think we all are, to be honest.
Yeah. No, we're like on, the unpaid overtime at this point. Yeah, well beyond. No. Thanks to everyone who watched. We don't want to forget that. Anybody who's still up at this hour of the night, wherever you are in the world, thank you for being with us this weekend. And if you support what we did, again, we do have a merch section on our website. So if you want to support us by getting a T-shirt or something, that's always appreciated. Yeah. Well, let's regroup in a couple of days and see what we learned. There you go.
My shirt is in Carrollton, Texas right now. It's on the way.
Well, a lot of good it's doing you there.
There we go.
Didn't like you and it took off?
I got the sauce right here.
There you go.
Oh. Too bad no one's dipping.
Of the That's awesome.
Oh boy. All right, guys. I'm gonna. You can continue, but I'm gonna sign off for the night. I've got business to take care of.
El Jefe, thank you.
All right,
the elder statesman.
Steve, you did an excellent job. Thank you and congratulations.
Oh, thank you, all of you. I have nothing else to say but thank yous because it went so well. Isn't that great though? It's a good feeling.
Yeah,
It was so funny because about 2 weeks ago, when we kind of had our schedule locked, I remember in one of our meetings we suddenly realized, oh, we're going to do this, and it looks great, but boy, could we really screw this up if we don't do it right. So there was some pressure. Yeah, there was definitely some pressure, but boy, it feels good now. It's good now. All right.
Thank you, Steve.
Guys.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you,
Steve.
See you later.
Thank you.
All right, I'm out too, fellas. I have to work, but I'm sure we'll do this again soon. Maybe we'll do it Facebook chat. Maybe we'll do another live stream. But work comes early. Peace.
Yeah, well, we've been going at it for about a half hour, so I think this would be a good time to just kind of call it quits anyway. So most of the people are. I'm on the West Coast. Most of you guys are.
It's 1:30 here.
Yeah, it's 1:30.
Right.
I'm gonna look like Patrick in the morning.
Just
That's a terrifying thought.
All right. Well, on to our viewers out there, thank you on behalf of the entire Kaiju Masterclass team. Thank you so very much for supporting us, for sticking with us throughout this whirlwind of a weekend. We cannot thank you enough for you being a part of it and helping us make it happen. And hey, maybe we do this again next year. We'll have to see what happens. But thank you so much on behalf of the entire Kaiju Masterclass team. Thank you very much. And have a great night.